I mean, remember, amazing numbers aside. I mean, I was just reading. Of course, you get things recommended to you in your feeds based on the things you like, right? So I get a
Right,
whole lot of stuff where Mark Cuban, these guys are giving advice, right?
right.
And all their advice, their advice is you don't. They were talking about the businesses that they never invest in. Okay, now they're a bit different than us. Remember, because they're talking about investing large amounts, right?
Right.
So they're not talking about opening up some small spot. They're talking about bigger slots, but they don't like restaurants at all. And the reason they
Walmart.
don't like restaurants is a couple of reasons, but they like to open up businesses that have significant barriers to entry.
Oh,
Those are the
okay.
businesses they want to get into, because if there are significant barriers to entry, not every Tom, Dick, and Harry are jumping into that business. See, with a
True.
restaurant, the only barrier to entry is capital.
That's it.
Yeah, anybody can open a restaurant with a bad idea. I mean, it could be a crappy idea. Like,
It can be a crappy restaurant.
yeah, it could be a crappy restaurant, a bad idea in the wrong place. But if you have enough capital in your pocket, or you have the ability to get it, you can open the restaurant, right?
Yeah, like I'm not gonna say the name, but like on the street where I had my restaurant, there was a restaurant right up the street. Horrible. Like I would not like I would never eat there again. I only ate there just because I'm like, well, it's up the street. Let me
Let me
taste
give it a
it.
try, right?
And I'm like I remember it's a Chinese food restaurant on the same block that got a C. I'll eat at the Chinese food restaurant before I eat
Yeah.
there.
See now,
And it's like, and they're still there. I'm gone. I've been gone for a while, and they're still there.
well, I mean, may remember sometimes the quality is not an indication of success.
It's not.
I mean,
I know. No, I get it.
yeah,
That's what I'm
I
saying.
mean,
It's not as the quality has nothing to do with
the
it.
formula could work, right, without the
Uh,
quality. I mean, but what I'm saying is this. I mean, like because anybody can do it, there's a lot of them happening, right? So when they
mm-hmm.
talk about barriers to entry, they're talking about intellectual property barriers. Like, you have to have maybe legislation, maybe, okay, the best example of a business with significant barriers that they would get into is legalized cannabis in California.
Oh yeah,
There's so many hoops to jump through to have to get into that business,
yeah.
okay? That only a few people could ever get into it. And
Right.
the monetary requirement is significant, right? Yeah,
Significant.
so that's the kind of business that they would look to get into because they have the capital and they can get. There's the
And your
licensing is
competition
the
gets
licensing is
rated if they ain't
crazy.
got it together.
Yeah, there's not a lot of competition, right?
No, your competition, like there's competition.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Everybody, like it's California. I gotta probably got a neighbor that sell weed. It's just the fact that your competition can get rated at any
yeah,
point
yeah,
in
yeah. I
time.
mean, but I'm talking like in the legal space. So now same thing with like let's say that your product has proprietary technology involved in it, right? That's the kind of barriers to entry I'm talking about.
Hmm.
So now when they talked about now, I'm not saying that that's what people should do because like that kind of stuff is where that's serious money now, right?
Hmm.
But I'm talking about, see, the restaurants are dangerous because when they talk about it, it's not uncommon for a restaurant to have margins somewhere in 5 and 10%,
Hmm.
right? You work so hard to make 5%. It's kind of disheartening, right? And that's where people really don't so you can do really good numbers. Like I think I told you guys before. Remember, we were doing merchant card processing a long time ago,
Hmm.
and I got the contract for a bunch of Del Tacos. Right, this I forget what he was. I want to say he was Persian. He was either Persian or Armenian. So I got a referral to the guy. I went to one of his Del Tacos, and he hands me all these credit card billing statements for the past couple months from like seven of them. He's got seven places. Okay. And do you know that basically what he nets out of his, I mean, like, the amount of money he's netting, I'm sorry, the amount of money he's grossing is only a couple $1,000s in each place? It's not that much. He does not gross that much. And he said that basically he nets like $1,000 max
A month or a
a
week?
month.
Seven or
a
each?
thousand dollars in one.
Yeah. I think
That's
that I know
that's
it's
pretty
like
much
that
all
with
he'll make. So he'll
franchising.
make $1,000, maybe 750, maybe 1,002, but that's he'll make like in and around $1,000 in profit per month from one location. That's why he's
Yeah,
got seven of them.
right. It's just like the guy with the McDonald's. I think it's like that with the McDonald's. Like
Something similar, yeah.
you're making like I heard like some people say like $500 a
You
month.
hear these things, but I think it could be more. But I've
Yeah,
actually seen the Del Taco. I've seen his actual carts. I mean, I've seen his merchant processing documentation, so I know how much he collects. And then he talks about we talked about what it costs to run it, and yeah, if he makes about $1,000 on a location. Like, whoa, it's not what you expect. So you kind of expect the guy owning seven Del Tacos to make some really no $7,000 a month, maybe
mm-mm.
10 if he's lucky overall in a month, right? But that's why in a situation like that, you buy a bunch of them, okay?
Mm.
And so the because remember also he pays rent. He pays rent for the location. That's why he doesn't make much money. Because when you think about the costs, he doesn't own that building. He's renting it. Right. And oftentimes a lot of these franchise places, the master franchise owner owns the building.
Right.
Like a McDonald's. Like I believe McDonald's owns
State.
all the real estate that their franchise holders are in.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's part of the partnership in McDonald's, right?
Right.
So yeah, so that's the way they work, right? So, restaurants are tough. And even if they're successful, the margins can be quite minor, right? They're
Yeah.
slim margins. It's a tough business. And that's why a lot of these amateur restaurant owners, they own restaurant. I mean, like they're professional restaurant owners in that they really own restaurants. But when I say amateur, they're not from the industry, right? So
Nah.
that's why you walk into their places and they're charging insane prices for quite common food,
Right.
right? The best example is Mexican food, right? I mean, I used to live in Whittier, and Whittier is full of good Mexican food, like real, honest to goodness, made by Mexicans for Mexican food, right? And it's not expensive because it's made for the local population. It's really really good, right?
Right.
Now for years, Uptown Whittier has been turning into this foodie spot. Okay,
Uptown Whittier.
it's a freaking hipster foodie spot. So you go there, and it's people with like really outrageous beards. And so Raymond's got a regular man's beard. That is a beard of a regular person.
Yep.
He doesn't look like Paul Bunyan. Like I've seen the hipster beards, like the guys with super gigantic full beards, like Santa Claus kind of beards, and the
Mm.
mustache part of it is curling. The hipster
Yeah.
types you're talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Some of them are dressed like lumberjacks, except everything's too tight, right? Yeah, it's like, hey, look, there's Paul Bunyan wearing skinny jeans. That's how they look, right? And they've got the Where's Waldo type red cap on. The type, the hipsters.
Yeah, man.
Okay, Silver Lake people. And you go there, and in Uptown Whittier, like a stone's throw away from Senor Gigante, right? Actually, that's funny. It's not Senor Gigante. The chain of restaurants is called Mr. Giant. That's what it's called, and they're pretty good.
Mm.
Like a stone's throw away from a Mr. Giant, you have a restaurant serving the exact same kind of food, except the portions are much smaller and the prices are 3 times as high. And it's just all populated by hipsters, right? It's a bunch of first-time home buyers buying little tiny bungalows in Whittier, right? And they've all got their Atari T-shirts on and gigantic glasses and crazy beards, and they're paying 3 times as much for half the food as you can get if you went to a real Mexican place.
That's wild.
And it's nuts. And it's like, but the reason they're charging that much, is because number one, some people will pay it.
Yep.
Okay, but it'll only last a while. At some point in time, people will realize that, like, somebody will stop by Mr. Giant, and then they'll realize, oh crap, it's the same thing. But the thing is that they're trying to make a certain amount of money. They're trying to increase that margin, right? So if you're a restaurant owner who's just upping your prices to increase your margin, who's paying? I mean, who's the loser in that scenario? If your food is no better than the place down the street that serves it for one third as much, the customer. The customer is losing, right? In that scenario,
Yeah.
right? Mr. Giant's not losing, right? Because Mr. Giant's not losing any customers to you. Because if they've been going to Mr. Giant and they try your stuff, it's the same stuff but three times the price and half the
Right.
size. They're going to go there once, and they're never going to come back again, right? Or worse yet, you here's what cracks me up. Have you ever tried a place that makes healthy Mexican food? They're trying to make Mexican food with less fat. So all their cooking methods are they take all the traditional Mexican cooking methods and they try to make it healthier. They try to reduce the amount of lard used in it. I mean, like one of the reasons why really good Mexican food tastes that way is the way it's prepared. Is it healthy? Not that healthy. I mean, it's not bad, it's not terrible, right?
That's how I cook, Armand. It is
Okay.
not healthy at all. Don't
Yeah.
come to me for help. You come to me for taste.
Yes.
I
Because
need you to put it in your mouth.
there's a put it in your mouth. There's a saying, fat is. Have you ever heard that? Fat is flavor. Have you ever heard that
Yeah,
saying? And it's true. Fat
it
is
is.
flavor. I mean, you can't replace that with
Bacon,
anything else. You know
bacon.
what's that?
Yeah, if you want to be healthy, eat my food and then take a diet afterwards.
Yeah, or eat his food in moderation. I mean, that's way to be healthy, because you can eat anything you want, except you just can't eat a ton of it. So you can
Mhm.
you can eat good Mexican food as part of your diet. You just can't have it be all of your diet, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, that's the thing. So you get a bunch of guys who are serving up this overpriced Mexican food, overpriced any food really.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if they were providing ambiance, it's a different story. There's this restaurant I used to go to called Guido's. Believe it or not, it was in Santa Monica, off of Santa
Mm.
Monica Boulevard near Barrington.
Yeah.
Okay, it was called Guido's, and you go there, and it's like walking into the Lady and the Tramp restaurant. I swear, it's like dark, it's candlelit, it's like really good Italian food, valet
Mhm.
parking only. I mean, like it's ambiance.
Right.
It is a take a date there restaurant. It's a restaurant you go to celebrate something. It's something special, right? Food is good, but you're paying for the experience, right?
Yeah.
That I can see. So if the location is, it's like going to a restaurant on the water. You go to a restaurant near the water, it's going to cost more.
It does. And
Okay,
you're going to go for the ambiance. I
for the
get it.
ambiance, right? But why are you paying for ambiance when you're at a food truck?
I mean, so like, you know what? We never got into the full phase of it.
Okay,
But when I was with my cousins, and I think it's just naturally his vibe. But we sold because he was doing stuffed strawberries.
yeah, yeah, I
We
remember that. Yeah,
sold we sold stuffed strawberries like we were selling drugs. Literally. We like the I don't know if you ever came to that spot, but when we were on Slauson, but when you got there, it was a big black gate, and we made people wait outside, and literally it was like I'll open the gate and boom, 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 boom. Where's your money? Boom, 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 boom. Most of the time they already had we already had their money because Cash App and everything like that. And it was like a freaking drug deal. Even like when we would deliver, it was just drug dealer type ambiance. And
okay,
yes, and yes, each plate was going for like $20. I remember I came to my cousin and I was like, no more $10 plates. And he like I think the next morning he was like, you're right. Everything is $20. And everything was $20 after that. And I mean it worked. Like to be honest with you, it worked. I mean, but it was also like it was a different time. It was COVID.
yeah,
We weren't thinking about, oh, these people have EDD money. We did not think that.
yeah. A lot of weird stuff happened during that time. right?
I mean, I think my cousin would have been able to survive. It's just one, the spot that we was in, that was not no restaurant. We took an activity center and turned it into a restaurant. Um, Also, like, yeah, I think he would have survived. It was just like one thing about my cousin, which it was just really like just me because I have like a certain intensity. Surprisingly, I'm laid back, but I have a certain intensity to myself. I don't play that. If we say we gonna open, like it ain't like he's a late night person, but I don't care about that. We're opening at noon. I'm not opening at 4 o'clock. That's half the day gone. So I brought that type of intensity. We're opening at noon. We're gonna stay open to midnight, and we're gonna do this each and every day. This is
Are
what we
those
do,
the hours that that product moves? I mean,
huh?
opening at noon sounds opening late, but is opening at noon for that product the right time?
It was for me because I had people that were like, "Hey, I'll come to you to buy lunch," and it pushed me because at first I'm just listening to him. I'm going with his market. But then when I started to get my own customers and people inquiring, people like, dang, you kind of open kind of late, bro.
Oh, that's right, because you're selling food. He's selling the strawberry things. You're selling
You was
food.
selling the food, I was selling the tacos.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It went hand in hand. It was just like, yeah, like I got to a point where I was like, look, bro, this too late. Like we got to get it started early, and we eventually did.
Okay. So starting at noon is early. Okay.
Uh huh.
So I was just saying, is it like
We weren't selling breakfast yet. We
Okay.
were
So
trying to get to breakfast, and I think I left before that.
yeah, but yeah, but it is a tough business to be in. I mean,
Super tough.
food is a tough business. It is hard to be in that space and last.
Yeah.
That's why restaurants come and go. The ones that are there a long time, I mean, like they found a niche and they're making good money. But we
Right.
see them, and the reason why sometimes you don't see them coming and going is because they're the ones that are there are the ones that lasted already, and they're not giving their spaces up. So you don't see restaurants come and go
No.
because everything's already there, right?
Right.
But there was a
I think.
time there was a time when restaurants were coming and going, and then that one settled in and took it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, but restaurants are tough businesses. They're not for the skittish. They're
No.
not they're not for people who need to. They're not for people who have a major nut to make up each month, right?
Mm-mm.
And they're not for a person who needs the business to be profitable immediately,
Right.
right? A lot of restaurants shut down because they expected the expenses to be covered by the restaurant.
No.
That's what they
It's
thought.
not true.
Okay.
You'll have your big wave during your big opening if you have a buzz. That's only if you have a buzz. If you ain't got no buzz, it's gonna take months to really, really
Yeah.
get traction.